Hello, y'all. So, some targeted individuals realized that they had become put in the gang stalking program as a result of narcissistic abuse and slash or cults too. So, um, you know how I've heard people say that narcissistic abuse rewires people's brains, and also being in a cult, rewires your brain, or they say will actually cause brain damage, you know. So um uh, I had to realize that um like being a victim of narcissistic abuse. Wow. As soon as I start this video, the hospital is right across the street. So it's hard to tell whether or not that's legitimate emergencies or part of the gang stalking harassment. Um, they do, I don't know if they're doing this on purpose to distract me, because this came like shortly after I started my video. I don't know if that's a coincidence, but the hospital is right across the street. You know, and so I don't see how they can make their sirens sound like as if they're continuing on for 5 or 10 minutes, like as if they never leave. Um, so um, this video, um, I'm gonna talk about the in this video, I'm gonna talk about how I'm gonna go lay down. This video, I'm gonna talk about how it seems like early childhood narcissistic abuse can basically set you up for a lifetime of narcissistic abuse victimization by society. Um, because now everybody, it's like nobody's looking at the abuser, or nobody questions that I act the way I act as a result of abuse. You know, um, it's like everybody's blaming me and condemning me for being the way that I am, and I don't know how to change or be any different. You know, I hear all the time people tell me, "Oh, you're a gifted angel. You're very gifted, and you're an angel on this earth, and you have such a beautiful soul." And I'm like, well, if I'm such an angel with a beautiful soul, why does it seem like everything I do or say is a wrong decision? Now everybody trying to boss, and yeah, I'm gonna keep talking about it. Yeah, everybody be keep trying to order me around and tell me what to do and boss and control me and treat me like I have no rights or no freedom. I mean, and so it seems like what the foster mom did to me. I mean, I did another video when I said, no, I did other channel on my other channel before it got deleted, and then I did another one, but not many people paid attention to it. A couple of months ago, when I did a video saying, talking about how the foster mom was her own cult leader, and her own household alone was a cult. Forget about that other cult that I was in, that she forced us to be in. And I'm debating on whether or not to do another video to expose the cult that I was in, Institute of Divine Metaphysical Research. If I talk about that, um, if I talk about that in its relation to gang stalking, um, I might end up attracting unwanted attention from my twin sister and the foster abusive foster mom, and then that will open up a whole can of worms, and then they'll find this YouTube channel and find my blogs and all my other social media and try to shut me down, and slander me even worse when I'm telling the truth, you know. So I did my other on one of my other channels years ago, like not a whole lot of years ago, like 2013 or something, and I exposed the IDMR cult, and I got attacked by so many people, and then later on my twin sister found my own, like, and people made a threat. They said, "Yeah, I know who your foster mom is." Yeah, like the foster mom is popular and well, everybody knows her in the cult, And they're like, "Yeah, I know who your foster mom is, or I know who your twin sister is, and I'm gonna go and tell them what you said and stuff like that." So it's like, um, narcissistic abusers, I don't get it how they can be successful at convincing people to believe their lies or assumptions. Like they will assume something about you and state their incorrect assumption about you. They'll state it like as if it's a fact. And then everybody believes their incorrect assumption about you. Um, that something that they just assume about you. So um just because you might see me eating one Kit Kat bar, you assume that all the time I always eat a Kit Kat bar just because the one time you saw me. Just like that person a couple of days ago over exaggerated and falsely accused me of eating at steakhouses a few times a week, which is not true. When I had Texas Roadhouse twice, when I was, because it was walk right across the street, and as I said, what's the difference between a $10 steak dinner and a $10 chicken salad? You know, some of those doggone. If you go to a restaurant and they might have a chicken salad that's $15.99. I don't get those. I can't afford those. But I'm just saying, like, what's the difference? So anyway, that's like the one time the foster sister Shelly's husband Brian saw me, just that one time, looking at Young and the Restless, because I was fascinated with Christoph St. John at the time, and he's like, "Oh yeah, you be sitting there watching them stories, huh?" Like, I don't know if other people, but in New Orleans they refer to soap operas as stories. I'm like, no, I don't. No, I'm not. I never been a soap opera freak. I used to always feel like soap operas were boring. I never liked soap operas, but I liked it because of Christoph. Just like with Queen of the Dam. Before I found out the truth and found out that Queen of the Dam was satanic, both Romeo and Must Die, I don't like movies like either one of those movies. I don't like those movies at all. But I only liked it because Aaliyah was in the movie. You know, at those times. So other than that, now I could never bring myself to watch Queen of the Damned again after I found out the truth. You know how satanic and evil it is. So I don't. So I won't. I won't really sit down and watch the whole Queen of the Damned movie. But anyway, that got kind of slightly off topic. Um, but anyway, I'm just saying that people who were act narcissistic, they always want to and then act like as if they intend on inflicting a certain kind of punishment on you because what they think you're going to do. Like the foster mom will punish us from parties and weddings, and she I mean she'll take us to a damn funeral though, but she'll punish us from somebody's birthday party, wedding, sleepover, or whatever, because she wants to predict that me and my twin sister would get into an argument and act like a fool. So then she would punish us, or any other good event. She would punish us in advance, saying no, we're not allowed to go because she thinks that she can predict that we're gonna act a fool and get into an argument, not realizing that they manipulated that shit the whole time. But it's like I've been saying since 2007, the year 2007, that my childhood never left me, and I didn't realize what I was up against. But I'm surprised I'm alive long enough to be able to figure out what's going on. I mean, they had people in that cult that I mean, like somebody, she calls herself a black cowgirl, and she wasn't part of the cult, but I think she said that she had a daughter that was a part of the cult, and she was telling me certain things that was harassment that the IDMR cult members were doing to her. And when I mean, me and her had a few email conversations, and then after that, when I showed her about the targeted individual, because she turned out to be a targeted individual. And when I told her about the targeted individual and gang stalking, she cut off all contact with me, and I never heard from her since. But she was telling me that me and her, that she was trying to get me to move up to Shreveport, but I didn't have the money at that time. Shreveport, Louisiana. And she said that she wanted me and her to get together and write a book, you know. So, I think at that time I was living in Greenville, South Carolina before I moved back to New Orleans, my hometown. So, I'm debating on whether or not it's a good idea for me to talk about the cult that I was in, plus its relation to gang stalking or cults in general and gang stalking. And, and like from a different perspective, I still got to go back and find that other video of me talking about, I mean, me exposing the IDMR cult. But then, I guess I was one of the main whistleblowers that was in the cult to tell the story. Like, if you see YouTube videos of the Institute of Divine Metaphysical Research or IDMR cult, if you see YouTube videos about that, it's from outsiders or like church people or Christians who never been in a cult who expose it. But I was one of the ones who, one of the main ones, eh, who who was formerly in the cult and blew the whistle. But I was being gang stalked and targeted before then and didn't realize it or didn't know it. You know, so it's like like the foster mom basically told other people what to think about us and how to treat us, and then all my twin sister knows how to do is how to copy how the foster mom acts. Because narcissistic abusers, what they do is they try to psychologically and mentally mold you into what they want you to be. I need only the God in heaven up there. Well, I don't even know if he's. Why do we point up and say the man upstairs? I guess that's a fictitious fairy tale. I'm sorry, you know, but God in heaven, you know, I I need to transform the renewing of my mind and be molded to the way He wants me to be, not a way that a demonic, sinful human being who hates my guts wants me to be, you know. So like the foster mom try to force us to like the things that she liked, and if we didn't like what she liked, then something was wrong with us, you know. And it's like she brainwashed us to believe that she was perfect and couldn't make mistakes or couldn't do any wrong or could never fail, you know. Like I don't know. It's like we people like me thought the foster mom was perfect because I never saw her slip and fall and hurt herself. Just like I would be clumsy and slip and fall and hurt myself, you know. But then they condemn us very heavily if we did. If we accidentally slip and fall down the stairs. But how people expect me to be functional and normal, being drugged up on psych medications, being heavily vaccinated, the mercury fillings in our mouths, and whatever other experimentation done on us in foster care. Um, so it's like eh, people out in society, gang stalking or not, treat me a certain way, and they feel like something is wrong with me. Something is wrong with Candy Grand Prix. Something is wrong with me, and like eh, nobody questioned that what the foster mom did to us in our care. I mean, in her care. Well, not care, but under her control. Nobody questions, you know, why people like me turned out to be the way I am. Why am I so hypersensitive? Am I so hypersensitive because of the vaccinations or the surgeries? Um, they say a lot of those chemicals or whatever is a neurotoxin, but why I'm not crazy. It's just I'm toxic and never got to be fully detoxified. I don't even know if I get these mercury fillings out of my mouth and get all these toxins out of my body, if I'll be less hypersensitive and being less nervous or whatever, you know. So it's like the way the foster mom, treated us as kids, it seemed like as if the abuse never left me. And so many people remind me, personality wise, remind me of her, and very hard and mean for no reason. And it's like I thought the abuse and control would end once I turned 18 or once I moved on my own. But damn, I moved to New Orleans Towers in Algiers, and still everybody stalking and spying on me and trying to control and abuse me and treat me a certain way. And I was there for like not even a month, and they already had it out for me and tried to threaten to have me evicted, setting me up. People who didn't live there had more rights to be there than I did, and I was paying rent there. And I would have like all these fake mental health people make sure they're present when you're having your emotional and mental breakdown. So it's like everybody's, because of what the foster mom and the foster care system did to me years ago, back then, when I got older, it shaped how other people view me and treat me and see me as the problem and try to bully, harass, and lecture me, say, "You're the problem," or "You need to change," or they think I'm just like a total failure. A total failure. And if I like me trying to get my own car or something, I get told that I deserve to get scammed and fucked over or taken advantage of, or if any big purchases, the foster mom kept us ignorant and then expect us to have common sense to know everything, you know. And I'm 36 years old, and 14-year-old kids have more knowledge of certain things in the world than I do, because the foster mom kept us punished and overly sheltered all the time, unnecessarily, you know. So and then she had everybody else stalking and spying on us, and then report everything back to her. I'm wondering if I should, you know, just let my guard down and let go of my fear and just go ahead and be outspoken about the gang stalking in relation to that cult that I was in, because I heard that the fake Jehovah's Witnesses cult, they gang stalk heavily, and the Scientology. But I'm not sure. Didn't hear too much about the fake Mormon cult, but I'm pretty sure they gang stalk too. So it's like I need the boldness and the courage to just not care. And but the thing is, I don't like. I want to keep my freedom. I don't want my the foster family, because then that will open up a whole can of worms. That's all everything I talk about on these videos. The stinking crafts will find out. Fake cult Bible class members will find out. The fake foster family will find out. The mentally slow, crazy biological family will find out. Ignorant Project Ghetto fake crusty kids at school will find out. And then they'll probably even more so have a plot to murder me. You know, um. So I wonder how can you. I mean, how can you sue a person who's homeless on the streets? How can you take a homeless person and take me to court and sue me if you already rich with a big fucking house that people think is a group home, and you drive around in the BMWs? You know, how can you sue me? You know, and whatever abuse I went through, the foster mom used to try to tell me I couldn't sue the social workers or I couldn't sue the system. And then, I found out everything was too late after they stole my money, and then that whatever time period to sue or take them to court, it was too late after I found out that I could sue them for taking my money after I turned 18. So that's what the foster mom did, keep me from working on purpose, so that, I mean, she had me blacklisted and kept me from working on purpose just so she can steal my social security back paycheck, which was a tiny ass little, shucks, it was, I think it was 5,000 something, and the trust fund check from the biological dad, the foster mom took that too. $3,946, and I think the Social Security back paycheck was like 54.99 or something. And then when I would go to the police will lie and say that there was nothing that they can do, and say it's not a criminal case but a civil case of the foster mom stealing my money. You know, and the foster mom used to use it against me and throw it in my face, saying that there was gonna be plenty of days that I'm gonna be homeless, poor, and broke and stuff like that. You know, and it's like me getting consistently and persistently, like, no more than, like, I can never have over $1,000 a month. And then, so, that was that rare time that I got the stimulus check, a couple of months ago, and couldn't even use that the way that I wanted to use it. There's always some damn setup, you know. So it's like, I don't know. It's like everybody is looking at me as the problem and think I'm a failure in life. And people say that cults can make you mentally disabled, you know. And what the foster mom damage did to me more than the big cult itself. Her personal cult was more damaging. And Hellface Shelley, the fake foster sister, Hellface Shelley, was a she perped me very heavily. She was very much a gang stalking perp and flying monkey, and she just mimicked and copied what the foster mom says, what her mom says, And the biological sister, that retard Ramona, Van Dyke special tardster, she's another one who perks me heavy, you know. And so everywhere, every which way back in the past, everybody was using and taking advantage of me, and I thought society was treating me a certain way personally because with the foster mom brainwashed everybody believe. But then people are not connected to the foster mom, see me, you know, mentally disabled the way I am, and I have a college degree, and they treat me a certain way. So I didn't know it was part of the gang stalking. I thought it was just people and their mass personal hatred towards me. But I'm tired of being made to feel like my every move is wrong, dumb, stupid, or whatever, bad or whatever. And it's like I could never be right. And every time I have a situation with somebody, it's always the other person who's right, and I'm always the one to be condemned. I could never be right or innocent, you know. So thanks for listening, and bye bye.